Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people who held a grudge against a teacher. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. A teacher in university accused me of plagiarism and said she spent the whole night trying to find out what I plagiarized, but because she couldn't prove it, she wasn't going to report it to the school. I wrote it myself. How are you going to say someone is plagiarizing when you don't even know what they're plagiarizing? Huh? Oh, this paper is too good that it cannot be written by an 11th grader. That means they're plagiarizing. No, maybe they're just smarter than you, that's why. Honestly, some teachers really do think like that. Like they think you're not capable of writing something well by the way that they judged you. Oh, jeez. We were about 6 years old and the teacher told us to make Father's Day cards. I went up to the teacher to tell her my dad was dead. She snapped at me and said, "Do it anyway." So I was made to sit in class making Father's Day cards to my dead father. That's so freaking mean. She could have just been like, "Oh, then you can make one for your mom." Or is that wrong? I don't know. I feel like if you only have one parent, you know, it's okay to make like Father's Day card and Mother's Day card to that one parent. You know, they're your only parent now and they're pretty much both of your parents. For example, if you only have one dad, then he also becomes your mom and your dad. I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, this is just so freaking mean to say that to a 6-year-old. I was in a digital illustration class and we had a project to illustrate a monster. I decided to draw the parasites from the movie Cloverfield. We posted all of our pictures up in class and he went one by one giving detailed critiques. When he got to mine, he just looked at it and said, "That's a creature, not a monster," and moved on to the next one. I got a C on that assignment. Huh? What the heck? I don't even know the difference between a creature and a monster. Aren't they the freaking same thing? How are you gonna say that? That's a creature, not a monster. So fail. What the heck? Creature versus... Okay, let's see this. Creature versus monster. Wait, I don't even know what the heck are these definitions, man. It says a creature is a created thing, whether animate or inanimate. A creation, while a monster is a terrifying and dangerous wild or fictional creature. Wait, a monster is a creature? Okay, I guess no one even knows, man. And then there's another definition that says a creature is a non-human with mysterious origins, while a monster is a human who commits acts of violence and cruelty. What? So what's an alien? Is that a creature or is that a monster? Or is it just an alien? I don't even know. Dude, what the heck? I want to know though. I remember one time when I was 8, I started to get a bad stomachache at school, but it was just before the last class. So instead of going home, I decided to stay because my mother would have had to come collect me. The primary school was too far to walk home. Because the last class that day was PE or gym class, I told the substitute teacher that I felt sick and if I could sit out. She said I could and allowed me to sit out. Halfway through the class, my stomachache suddenly got worse and I rushed to the toilet and threw up. I had been sat next to her, so I told her quickly and she saw and knew. I came back when I stopped. A few minutes later, it happened again and I went to the bathroom again. Miss followed me the second time to make sure I was okay, but arrived after I had thrown up and when I was just dry heaving and spitting. So she thought I was fake vomiting to get out of class and wouldn't listen to me when I said I wasn't. She started screaming at me that I was a little liar and sick my brother. You aren't sick. You were never sick. She then forced me back into class and made me play hockey. While I was trying to not get sick everywhere. We only ever had her as a sub twice, when I was 8, and I still remember her. Instead of checking if the kid is okay, she's gonna be like, "You're a little liar!" Yo, no wonder nobody likes you. Like seriously, how are you gonna accuse an 8-year-old of lying when you didn't even check? She should have checked the bin to confirm if they were actually vomiting or not, but no, she didn't. Oh my gosh, I honestly just hate some teachers. I would have vomited on her to prove that I wasn't sick, you know? Okay, let's go back to class. Ugh. My English teacher gave me a 99 on a paper. I flipped through, curious where my error was. She had marked egomaniacal for word choice with the note, "not a word." Wow. I asked about it and she insisted it was not a word. I insisted it was. And then I got detention for being insubordinate. How do you know insubordinate but not egomaniacal? I asked. Then I got more detention. That roast. How are you so dumb, teacher? Why don't you just look it up in a freaking dictionary? Like what the heck? These teachers just don't want to be wrong, you know? They get called out for something and they don't even check whether it's right or wrong. They just have to have the last say and be like, nope, you're wrong, I'm right because I'm a teacher. I hate those teachers who think they're never ever wrong. You know, they do a mistake on the board and they're like, nope, if you're so smart, then you come up here and do it. You know, those kind of teachers. My second grade teacher can just go die in a fire. She was a nasty bully. She bullied me directly in and out of class. And even when I wasn't in her class and she couldn't do things like try to humiliate me in class or make fun of any mistakes I might make or things I might not know, she continued as long as I was at the school, like refusing to address me properly. And she supported the other kids in bullying me by denying it even happening and then punishing me for telling lies or whatever lies the bullies invented. What kind of teacher is that? How are you a teacher and you're bullying a freaking second grade? I'm so confused, man. What? Some teachers actually do be monsters. I was in 4th grade and was enduring a lot of abuse at home. I wasn't the most hygienic, so my hair was frizzy and I didn't wear underwear because if my parts weren't hanging out, I just didn't see a need. It was tight and uncomfortable. My teacher and her assistant were behind me one day during a test and started talking bad about me and giggling, making sure they were the perfect distance away from me to very audibly hear them, saying I never brushed my hair or showered and I was dirty. As someone already being psychologically abused by my parents at the time, it definitely took a major toll on me. As an adult, I cannot imagine how anyone could act like that with a child. I cannot imagine the depths of sadness and insecurity for an adult in her 40s could belittle a child who had little control over what was going on with her life. It's disgusting. Oh my gosh, that makes me sad, man. How are teachers like that? A 4th grader and they're gonna laugh at the kid being like dirty? You should know why. Why is the kid dressing like that? You should know. Oh my gosh, it actually annoys me. How do you treat a kid like that? If anything, they should be doing the opposite. You know, asking if the kid is okay, if everything's okay at home, if they need any help. No, you're gonna make them feel like they cannot trust any adult. These teachers are actual trash. Messed up. They should never be teachers, man. I don't understand why some teachers would be teachers when they hate kids. You know what I mean? Like, why? Just don't be a teacher then. Freaking hell. Almost 30 years later, I still get a little angry when I think about how my 1st grade teacher treated me versus the rest of the students. I was public enemy number 1 in her class, no matter what I did. Randomly being punished by not joining the kids for recess for yawning. Getting called stupid for getting an answer wrong. While other students who answered wrong got a simple nope, incorrect. Having a test taken away from me and given a 0 on it because my pencil broke. The list could go on. They took the test away from the kid just because their pencil broke instead of giving them like another pencil. What? Some teachers really do be psycho then. Like, why the heck are you happy doing this? They don't even feel bad for doing this. They get all happy by doing this. Yo, what? I get terrible migraines with auras and I have since elementary school. Anyway, one day in 7th grade science class, I start to get a migraine and ask to go to the nurse's office so I can get my medication. The teacher declined since the nurse wasn't at school at the time. I lived in a rural-ish area, so the 4 schools all split one nurse. And there's a rule that students can't take medication without being supervised by the nurse. So this sucks, but technically it wasn't her rule. Then I have to take a test. The test is long and by the end I'm nauseous. My head feels like it's being coated in fire ants. I ask to go to the office so I can call home. She declines and says that I'm just trying to disrupt test time and sends me back to my desk. I sit there with my head down for a while before I finally get really nauseous and throw up next to my desk. This is apparently enough to send me to the office. I ask if someone can accompany me to the office since there's a double flight of stairs and I was dizzy. As you may have guessed, the answer was no. I stumble down the stairs, somehow avoiding breaking my skull, and go to the office to use the phone. As I sit down in the office to wait for my parents, the front desk attendant asks if I've seen the nurse. I tell her that the nurse isn't in the building. The desk lady says, well, she only left a few minutes ago. It really sucks that you couldn't catch her. It turns out the nurse was in the building when I had asked previously. That would have been enough for a grudge already. However, when I came in the next morning, I found out I bombed the test. I look through the answers and don't see anything wrong, so I go to the teacher to find out what I missed. Apparently my work was sloppy and hard to read. I point out that I could barely see, which only served to get her to mark it up to a C- instead of an F. That class, despite my best efforts, gave me the first B I ever had, all because of that test. I had terrible anxiety at the time, so I never even brought it up to my parents. The teacher was an older lady, so she's probably dead now, but I still mentally go through all the extremely choice words I could have said to her. Freaking hell, man. What is wrong with this teacher? Oh my gosh. What are with these teachers? Like, why do they have such a grudge against students if they're a teacher? Man. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.